Hey everybody, Phil here. This is a quick video on the components, setup, and playthrough of Cheese Quest: The Quest for Cheese. Enjoy! Alright, here's a quick rundown of what comes in the box. The game comes with 4 mouse tokens, a number of cheese and cat tokens. It also comes with a bunch of obstacle tokens that represent different traps the mice will come along during their exploration for cheese. There's 2 shadow tokens and 1 yarn token. There are 4 turn order cards, a 60 card pantry deck, a nest tile for the center of the game, and 12 double-sided room tiles. The setup for Cheese Quest is pretty simple. You're going to take your nest tile, place it in the center of the board. The player tokens on the center nest. You're going to take 6 room tiles and connect them with their arrows touching the center tile. Next, you want to look at the icons on the board. You want to place cat and cheese tokens on any icon that has cat or cheese tokens, and any snap traps on the matching icons for those as well. You want to give each player a turn order card so that they know what to do on their turn, and deal them 2 cards from the pantry deck. Then place the rest of the pantry cards face down and deal 3 face up, and that is the pantry. Any extra cheese, cat, or snap trap tokens can be placed in the box. You won't use them the rest of the game. Alright, here's a quick rundown on how to play. Each player's turn order card has a number of things that they can do on their turn. They can spend 3 actions on their turn, referencing any number of the things on their card. So things players can do is move their mouse 1 space. If they're on a square with a cheese, they can pick up that cheese. Players can draw 1 card from the pantry for each action they spend. Players can play cards from their hand. The other thing a player can do is, if they are adjacent to a trap, they can use cards that have matching icons to remove that trap or obstacle from the game. So on a player's turn, a player could draw a card from the pantry and move 2, then they would refresh the pantry after their turn is over, and then it would go on to the next player. Keep in mind that players have a maximum hand size of 7 cards, so they can't draw any cards from the pantry if they have 7 in their hand already. So as time goes on and players take their turns, the board will slowly fill up with mice moving around, traps lying all over the board. Players will be drawing cards and doing things to each other. All the traps are referenced on the back of the instruction manual, so players know what they do really quickly. The other thing that players do with cards is control cats. Cats are a huge part of the game in controlling your opponents. What a cat does is, if it's placed on the same space, or moves onto the same space as a mouse, that mouse is what's called spooked. Spooked means that mouse can't move until that cat is moved. The other thing it does is, if a mouse happens to be carrying a cheese and becomes spooked, that player drops that cheese. It becomes more dangerous if 2 cats are moved onto the same space. The mouse becomes doubly spooked and, as a result, runs home to the nest tile, leaving any cheese behind. The object of Cheese Quest is to have your mouse go out, pick up 2 pieces of cheese, 1 at a time, and bring them back to the nest. When you bring them back to the nest, you take it off the board and put it right onto your turn order card, and that's yours. Once you have 2, each player will take their final turn, so that each player has had the same number of turns the entire game. If another player gets 2 cheese back to the nest, you end in a tie. A tie can be broken based on the value of the cards in a player's hand. So if you look at the cards in a player's hand, you'll see that it has icons, and the description of the card in the bottom corner is a number. What you'll do is you'll tally the numbers up of the cards in your hand, and whoever has the highest number wins. If it is still a tie, then players share the victory. Alright, that's the quick rundown. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me on the Cheese Quest Facebook page.